Welcome to this episode's story. Chapter 5. Lab Fragments in a Dusty Email. In 2035, Reykjavik, Iceland, sea wind Gosida ice crystals slammed into the bulletproof windows of Vita Group's exclusive convoy, leaving fleeting white streaks. Adrian Hawke sat in the back seat, his fingertips unconsciously brushing the worn NASA pin in his suit pocket, his mother Elena Hawke's most cherished possession. The metal still held the warmth of his palm like an unfinished farewell. The car's AI, Odin, projected a hologram in the center of the cabin, its pale blue light making his silver hair look even colder. Sir, an anonymous email forwarded via encrypted servers has arrived. Sender unknown. Contents decrypted through 3 layers. Includes supplementary files on the 20-year-old Nightingale Lab incident. Adrian looked up, his blue eyes calm, though his grip on the pen tightened slightly. Nightingale Lab, where his mother died. A Class A confidential black hole in Vita's archives. After the 2015 accidental explosion, his father had destroyed all data, records, and even the lab's ruins, citing viral containment. Only one blurry photo remained. Elena in a white lab coat, the very NASA pin he now held pinned to her chest. Projected, he said, voice low with command. The hologram shifted, revealing not neat reports but fragmented surveillance screenshots and audio transcripts. The first showed a young Elena hunched over a gene sequencer, with telomere repair factor delta labeled beside scrolling base pairs. The timestamp, July 12, 2015, 3 days before the explosion. Adrian's breath hitched. Telomere repaired the core of Lynn Carter's summit demo? A coincidence? Or... He forced calm, focusing on the next image. A hooded figure in the lab hallway, clutching a folder with a faint red stamp. Oriental New Era collaboration. Adrian's brow furrowed. Oriental New Era, now an Asian quantum computing monopoly, was a nobody in 2015. Why were they linked to his mother's lab? Play the audio clip, he ordered. Static crackled, then Elena's urgent, frightened voice. They're combining Delta Factor with the Arctic virus. It's not a treatment, it's a weapon. I can't let them. The data has to be hidden. The recording cut off abruptly. Adrian's knuckles whitened. Arctic virus, weaponization, Oriental New Era pieces of a puzzle hinting at a truth he'd never imagined. His mother's death wasn't an accident. She'd uncovered something explosive. Odin traced the sender's IP. Reverse track all linked devices. Processing, sir. The AI paused. Warning. Sender used dark web relays with self-destruct protocols. Only approximate location locked central Reykjavik, 3 kilometers from the summit venue. Adrian leaned back, watching Iceland's auroras paint the sky in pale green, a surreal, fragile beauty. He thought of Lynn Carter on stage. The fire in her eyes when she spoke of telomeres. The defiance in her refusal to sell, the silver pin on her chest. A passing glance at the banquet had revealed a shape eerily similar to his mother's NASA pin. Paranoia? Or was this Chinese-American prodigy truly tied to the 20-year-old lab disaster? Odin pulled Lynn Carter's full file. Prioritize her mother's identity in all tech collaborators. Retrieved, sir. Lynn Carter's mother, Sue Wan, died 2018 of neurodegenerative disease. Former Stanford gene editing lab employee. Tech listed as independent, no institutional partnerships. But 2029 to 2031, she made frequent, unrecorded trips to Asia. Sue Wan, the name meant nothing. But neurodegenerative disease, a hallmark of faulty brain-computer interface implants, a scandal Vita had buried. He recalled her words at the banquet. Technology should serve humanity, not polity. Once dismissed as idealism, now they felt like a veiled warning. One anomaly, sir. Odin's hologram flickered. Lynn's startup, Stardust Tech, received $50 million in anonymous funding 3 months ago. Traced to a Cayman Islands shell company, its real owner linked to Nightingale Labs' 2015 equipment supplier. Adrian's blue eyes hardened. Clues coiled like vines, tying Lynn to his mother's death, Oriental New Era, even shadowy forces within Vita. This woman was no mere scientist. Had she come to Iceland to promote her tech or uncover the past? Prepare the car? returned to the Summit Hotel. "Sir, you've just left the banquet. Your sensory overload." "Now." Adrian cut him off, the pin's cold metal grounding his racing thoughts. "I need to see Lynn Carter. Some questions demand answers." The convoy turned toward the hotel. Aurora light danced outside, but Adrian's mind was dark with suspicion. This wasn't just a tech rivalry. His mother's secrets, Lynn's motives, the anonymous sender, all pointed to a vortex. He and Lynn stood at its edge. Upstairs, Lynn Carter watched Vita's black convoy pass below, clutching a small Jingdezhen cup blue lotus patterns, her mother Sue-Ann's favorite. 30 minutes earlier, an untraceable text had arrived. "Beware the Hawks. They want more than your tech," she believed it. Adrian's presence carried an unsettling weight. Not just a competitor's threat, but a gaze that seemed to pierce her secrets. At her desk, she opened her encrypted drive, pulling up an old photo. Sue-Ann and a woman in a lab coat, smiling. The sequencer behind them read, "Telomere Repair Factor Delta." Only today in the Summit archives had she learned the woman's identity. Elena Hawke, Adrian's mother. Colleagues. What bond? Had Sue-Ann's neurodegenerative disease been no accident linked to Elena's tragedy? Her finger brushed her mother's smile, confusion churning. She'd come to honor Sue-Ann's dream of tech for all. Instead, she was tangled in a mystery with Adrian as the key. The smart lock beeped. Visitor, Adrian Hawke. Her heart raced. Why now? For the tech? Or something else? She hid the drive, pressed the intercom. "Mr. Hawke, late hour? What brings you?" Her voice steadied, but her grip on the cup tightened. Silence. Then his voice through the speaker, unyielding. "Dr. Carter, about your telomere tech. Not business. It's about the 20-year-old Nightingale lab." Lynn froze. Nightingale lab. Her mother never spoke of it. How did he know? She hesitated, hand on the door. Open and risk danger for truth? Stay closed and lose the trail? Finally, she pressed unlock. Adrian stood there, silver hair catching the hall light, blue eyes swirling with unreadable emotion. In his hand, a NASA pin, identical to the one in her mother's photo. "Dr. Carter," he said, voice low, "we need to talk about your mother and mine." Air thickened. Aurora lights still danced outside, but between them, a storm had erupted. This midnight meeting was a key unlocking 20 years of secrets and dragging them into a game of tech truth and survival. The story continues. Subscribe soon.